Is gluten really so terrible? Everywhere you look these days, experts are telling you not to eat gluten. What's up with this food, and do you really need to avoid it? Here's the deal. For thousands of years, wheat and other grain were a healthy staple in our diets. Grain, including wheat, an ancient 10,000-year-old food staple, has become toxic junk food, though. You can blame this sad fact on the industrialization of the farming and food manufacturing industries. First, we started to mill the whole wheat kernel into highly processed white flour, removing parts of the plant to make the wheat flour that is used commonly today in thousands of food products. Before this process was industrialized, though, the entire kernel of wheat was ground on a stone, keeping the entire plant intact. This is where the nutrients of wheat were derived. Once steel rollers came into play, the wheat had to be separated from its shaft to make fancy flour, as it was called, and then laid out to be smashed up into a product we could consume. Without the entire wheat kernel, including the bran, germ, shorts, and red dog mill streams that are richest in proteins, vitamins, lipids, and minerals, we ended up with a beautiful white powder that is now making everyone sick. This is gluten. But that wasn't enough. Wheat next underwent advancements like genetic modification and being sprayed with tons of toxic chemical herbicides before being harvested, just before harvest, and even sometimes once it was on a truck to be shipped across the world to be ground into more white flour, devoid of any nutrients. The wheat flour we eat today is now not only completely absent of its original nutrition, but is highly toxic due to the copious amounts of chemical herbicides, fertilizers, and pesticides used on it. So, do you want to eat white processed gluten? It's up to you. A better option is to stick to grains that are still whole and thus retain their nutrients. It's also a good idea to seek out buckwheat, amaranth, quinoa, teff, barley, and other grains that have been grown without genetically modified seeds and without chemical herbicides. You may not seem to be affected by eating pure white flour, but if gluten isn't for you, you'll know simply by removing it from your diet for a few weeks and noticing any changes in your energy and health.